Seeing the mandate come through and texting Cindy and forwarding it to her, and she's being like, now what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and I just remember thinking, like, this isn't going to change anything about what we do. Like, what we do is so necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are we going to continue to serve our community? Because we can't close down. We had to find another way.
Well, and realistically, if people are home with their family or their significant others or whoever they're quarantining with, there's gonna be more babies.
It's going to be a lot more babies.
There's gonna be more babies.
As we begin to say, in about 6 months,
6 weeks.
Yes, we're going to be seeing a surge in coronials. Do you remember that?
Yes.
We were calling them the
And who wanted
coronials.
to have a coronial?
This girl.
Yeah, and she is.
And
A
she
staff
did it.
member.
She did it. She did it.
Yes. Way to succeed at your goal.
You
Great.
set a goal and you keep it.
Right.
It's such a good character
So
trait.
anyways, do we
Yes.
have more clients now that Corona
Yeah.
came?
Yes, we do. We do. And they just keep rolling in because now the college students are back. So we had, it's crazy because, okay, we closed down, but yet we were still seeing clients through Zoom. We're still meeting clients in our homes. We had to open the center occasionally to do pregnancy tests and stuff, you know. We were still maintaining all these operations, and yet in our community, all of the college students had gone home.
Mm-hmm.
The high schools were, the schools are all closed. So theoretically, you would think our numbers would have gone down, but they didn't.
What's coming to me right now is that we were their abnormal before COVID, but we became their normalcy
Oh, that's
Very good.
afterward because we were out of the box for a lot of them.
Yeah.
We were something very different than their normal life.
Right.
But when everybody else left, we became their normalcy. And I thought it was really
Yeah.
a really cool thing, especially to see the clients so dedicated to coming and sitting with us on Zoom or meeting with us every week, whatever it was. They looked forward to it. It wasn't like we had to coax them into it, which
Right.
sometimes is the case.
Right.
I love that we had the ability to still give them the lessons.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
That was like major because if we weren't able to text the video or email it to them and get them their homework or their list, like it would have been devastating almost. And that's something that God went before us. But if we weren't able to get that program through grants and resources prior a year, we didn't know this was coming, but we got the program a year before through a grant that allowed us to thrive through the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the digital version of it. Right.
Yeah, the
Yes.
digital, to be able to text it to people, it was amazing.
Absolutely.
And then we could track if they were watching it.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. And most of them did.
Well, yeah,
Most of them did. You know.
It broke up the new normal.
Yeah.
What I liked about being able to track it, though, was that we didn't have to be calling them repeatedly asking. We could just see, oh, they're done with it now.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the timing of our text message or our phone call,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
wasn't that video cool? They had already seen it. And
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, just the technology as a whole, you know, that we had apps on our phone that linked up to our center phone number to where, you know, we're sitting in our homes. Most of us are juggling homeschooling children now and meeting with clients and doing our regular center operations at our dining room tables, you know, and thank God for the mute button on Zoom because, oh man, come on. Thank you, Jesus, for the mute button on Zoom. How many times did a dog bark or a child walk
Or were you
through
like-
or- yeah. Like, I think my clients were so funny. They would like take me, you know, through their, you know, they would call and they're like, oh, you're in your house? Like they couldn't even believe we were at our houses answering their calls or returning their messages or whatever. And they would take us through the house and they would like give you a tour of their little apartment. Like I felt like our client relations increased. I felt like the intimacy that we have with our clients, because they become family, we always say that, but I felt like they really did, because we were meeting with them in their homes through Zoom, but they're also meeting with us in our homes, literally sometimes. A few select clients, you know, that were comfortable with that met with us in our actual homes. Like to have someone in your home is so personal and so special. and you just form a totally new level of your relationship. But if they were still just on Zoom, they're like carrying their laptop through their little apartment and showing us their world. Like, this is a window into their world and a window for them into ours that we would have never had.
Right.
And I feel like that us as a center, us as an operation, like, humor was like our best friend, and Bible says merry heart makes good medicine, right? So like, it's everything to just be able to laugh with our clients and be like, I'm sorry, real life is happening here. I had no one seem to be offended with me.
Oh, no.
They would laugh too, because they're dealing with it. A lot of them are dealing with the exact same thing. Like, you too.
Well,
You
that
know,
was the blessing.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't just you
Exactly.
moving out of your office. Everybody was moving home.
Everyone was moving home.
So they all understood the technical difficulties. They all understood the dog and the babies and the...
And I mean, I'm sure people love being introduced to my dog.
Yes,
As he
everyone
like came
loves
up to the
baby.
camera
Everyone
and like
loves
sniffed
baby.
it all out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
For Charlene's cat.
Yes.
Who just
Yes.
lays
Lays right on your laptop.
Exactly. She just wanted to get a little work in too.
Sticks
you
her
know?
tail
Yes.
up in the camera.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
great times.
Scarlett. Exactly. I would like to add how grateful I am that our funding sources are not tied to government, because when you look at a time like this, like
Amen.
all the like the health clinics and the things, the places, the schools and everything that are tied to government funding sources have so much more red tape to go through to do something like this. Whereas we within the limits of confidentiality and the law and the things that we still follow for our clients, we're able to design this to be as seamless as possible, whereas if we rely on funding from the government, they would have been telling us what to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and I remember
Totally
early
key.
on when some of the county resources couldn't meet with their clients, they were
Right.
sending their clients to us
Yes.
because they
Yes.
didn't have the resources
They
to meet with
did.
them.
Yes.
Whereas
They did.
again, we didn't have the same red tape as they did.
Absolutely.
So
nothing.
when the government walked out on clients that desperately needed them
Yes.
for whatever, we
It
were
was-
able to fill in.
Yeah.
They called and
Yeah.
asked us to help them
Yes.
fill in the gap.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
that's
Well, and
huge.
a lot of what they needed was, these are vulnerable moms to be. They needed education,
Yeah.
which is a huge component of what we do. We don't just do pregnancy testing. We don't just do ultrasounds. That's an element of what we do, and help fight for the cause of life by helping women fall in love with their pregnancies and hopefully choose life and all those things that we do. But education, helping women know how to be moms, helping dads know how to be dads, and helping couples break generational cycles of poverty and different things. I mean, those were the ladies being sent to us by those other government agencies that they were already working with, and they were overrun. They had no such capabilities like we do with Bright Course and online education. Like they had no capabilities for what we do. And here, God, like you said, God had gone before us
right.
and prepared us to meet these needs. And so I still remember talking to the social worker, Brittany, I think was her name, and she called me and having the conversation with her and then talking to Cindy and like, this is also coming. So not only are we going to have coronial spike, now we're getting other government agencies, people sent to us because there still is a need. It really was a reset button on so many things and helping us to reevaluate what really matters, what really matters. And, people were forced initially to like look at each other. People that were going in 20 different directions with children's activities and marriages, where they're more living singles and all these different things, and now they're all home. I mean, people had to really learn each other again in a very good way. And so I think it was awesome. And my daughter and I did a ton of baking and different things that like we love, but we didn't have the time because you're constantly going in 20 directions. So yeah, bittersweet for sure, because now they're still there. And she's asking me like, I miss baking banana bread with you. I'm like, I miss it too. We'll try to do it this weekend or whatever. But yeah, it's bittersweet, perfect.
I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
That was good. Bittersweet. I like it.
Bittersweet, yeah.
Awesome.
Yay.
That's
Is that
it.
it? Can we see it now?
Oh my gosh.
Well, welcome to the 2020
Banquet of Life virtual event. I'm Cindy Brengos, the Executive Director of First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center, and I am so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in from your homes, whether you're in your kitchen, your dining room, your office. I am just glad you're here. I hope you've invited some friends that have never heard about us, because I'm going to share some wonderful highlights of what's been going on in both of our centers in Stevens Point and Wisconsin Rapids. First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center was established in 2007 in Stevens Point. 2 women had a heart for people, men and women, who found themselves with unplanned pregnancy situations. And we have been working steadily since 2007, helping those that need a place for hope. First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center offers free pregnancy tests, free limited ultrasounds, parenting education, we call our HOPE program, hands-on parenting education, post-abortion, miscarriage, recovery Bible studies, and a full resource boutique that offers parents all the supplies they need to get their pregnancy and infancy supplies needed. Because of you and your great support, we were able to minister to women and men throughout this past year. There is no greater privilege than to stand by another who is going through a trial. As you stand shoulder to shoulder, you help bear an unexpected burden. You lighten the load with hope and help and laughter. Sometimes you cry together, and sometimes you stand in silence, knowing that 2 against the world is better than 1. It's no small upset what we've experienced on a global scale in 2020. Many have experienced fear, sickness, and plenty of uncertainty. We've seen great chaos and kindness, but also hope in the simple things. As a society, we've had great opportunities to practice kindness, to turn off the noise, and focus on what really matters. Each other. Each other. As the first quarter of 2020 came to a close, we were quickly spun on this year's theme, Stand By Me. Our reality had become just like this. Stand by me, but not too close. It's a clever and accurate picture of much of what this year is, but it's an inaccurate picture of the heart of our mission and the heart of Jesus. Psalm 119, 151 says, "You are near, O Lord." A nearness, I believe, that isn't 6 feet away. This is the model we serve after, drawing near emotionally, spiritually, and often physically. As the world shut down, we stood face to face with the fact that babies are still being born, even in a pandemic, and we still have a job to do. And that job is giving mom and dads the tools to choose life, choose love, and choose Jesus, and become the best parents they can be. In our mission and ministry, we've had new opportunities to connect with others in need in brand new ways, in addition to in-person services. Education was delivered to clients in their own homes. Clients still found hope in crisis, chaos, and the unpredicted. Clients chose life, chose hope, and chose Jesus. So far this year, First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center has met the various needs of 84 individuals through 486 individual classes. Over 400 of those visits included parenting and pregnancy education for individuals and couples, helping them to become empowered. We have gifted over 2,000 diapers to clients and those in emergency need, provided numerous children's books to new parents, and provided thousands of additional supplies like diaper bags, wipes, clothing, and additional items. Our team has stood with clients in victories and heartache alike. Advocates have spent hundreds of hours revealing the love of Jesus and the heart of our ministry to our clients. It is the ultimate honor to draw near to someone in their crisis and stand with them, like Jesus chooses to draw near to us every day. Through your prayers, financial support, and gifts of time, each of you in your living room are standing by our clients. You are revealing the precious love of Jesus, standing shoulder to shoulder with someone in need. Thank you for joining us this evening and continuing to partner with us in the future. This year we have chosen a very special client to highlight. Her story is one of adoption. We hope this touches your heart as we were privileged and loved on Aaron. Please enjoy.
So finding out I was pregnant, I think initially I was in shock and just kind of was like, this isn't happening. Like, I'm not pregnant. Like, I've thought I was pregnant but in the past, and like even like got a pregnancy test and was freaking out and it was negative, and like this time I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant, like there's just no way, and I got a pregnancy test and it was positive, and I'm like, I need help, I need someone to talk to, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I just really felt lost and really felt unsure of what I'm doing, because this is a huge thing that I just did not feel prepared for at all. And I felt so like helpless. And I looked up the First Choice website and what services they offer. And early on I knew I just couldn't keep my baby. Like I just, like where I was at in life and everything, I wasn't ready for taking on a child, and so that left two options for me. And I knew one of them could be easy, done with, like move on. And then the other one would be something that would be more of a challenge, and something that I would, a challenge is like emotionally and mentally, and something that I wouldn't know what I was getting myself into. But I think both options, like I wouldn't know what I'm getting myself into, and I've learned a lot from since trying to decide that like both of those options are going to be hard no matter what you choose. I remember like calling to set up schedule a time to get an ultrasound, and when I called, I heard this very warm and welcoming woman talking to me, and just made me feel safe. So I was able to do their HOPE program, which I think is geared towards expecting moms who are planning to parent, but my path I was choosing was more towards adoption, but they still wanted me to do that, and I still wanted to do that, and I think that that was really helpful for me to be able to meet with someone once a week and like become educated on what I'm going through, like what's happening inside of me, what it means to be like growing a baby, and what it's changing in me, and then also just meeting with someone who is not judgmental, not biased, and is just gonna be there for me, and let me talk about what I'm going through and confide in and listen to me and what I need, but also like make sure that I am thinking things through and going to make the right decision. I feel like that was so helpful to have that, and I met once a week with my advocate. I was able to, she gave me tools and homework that I would do, which were to get me thinking, to get me to dig deep into why I'm choosing adoption and why I want that, and go, like, I feel like I was able to think of things positively and like feel rejuvenated after meeting and talking about what I'm going through, I guess. And so yeah. choosing adoption and choosing to bring Ella into this world allowed me to have time to think about what I really wanted. And it's like the whole time I knew that I was probably going to go with adoption, but I had the opportunity to decide really if maybe like what it would look like if I wanted to parent, and have that in my life instead of making one decision that would end that forever. And I feel like it opened up the door to the fact that maybe in the future I can have that opportunity to be a mom and parent another baby of mine. So, and I think that's a beautiful thing, and that'll be a great gift to me if that's what I decide to do in the future. And Ella will always be my first child, and she will always be someone that I speak of. And though right now, like, it's hard that I don't have her in my life and I chose adoption, I'm gonna forever be grateful for that experience and grateful that I brought her into this world, because sorry, I know she's gonna do great things, and she's gets to experience what this life is like, and that's just amazing. And I still get to be a part of it because I chose it. Like, I was able to find an adoptive family that we are on the same page about open adoption, and I get to see pictures of her, and we'll be able to visit her whenever it's right, you know. So I still get to, I will get to see her growing into this world and growing up and becoming who she is and being a part of that, and hopefully being able to build a relationship with her, because I am her mom, but I just decided at this time, like, I wasn't going to be her parent, and I chose her parents, and that was an amazing experience too. Like, when I decided with adoption, they at First Choice let me know that they are in touch with 2 different adoption agencies that they are glad to get in contact with and set up a time where I can meet with a social worker from one of those adoption agencies. And all of that can be done at the First Choice facilities. So I wouldn't have to worry about finding a place and even finding an agency, and it just took a little bit of that out of the mix. They set up meetings with both agencies. When I met with the social worker from Holt International, we just hit it off and it went really well. So I was just like, everything inside me felt like this was right, and I wanted to continue with them. Every time I needed to meet with my social worker, I had First Choice as a space to do that. So that just was really helpful, and I had the support from my advocate there as well as my social worker, and it felt I was able to feel supported and like I wasn't walking through all of this alone. And that was great. This family just stood out to me, and I felt a connection to them just through their portfolio, and the next steps were to set up a meeting with them and kind of get to know them and really decide, like, is this the route I'm going? This, for all of us, was a tricky thing to navigate, and we just didn't know, or like, we thought it was important to like get to know each other. And I had my baby on June 3rd, and the adoptive parents were at the hospital waiting, and we had this very beautiful moment. Once I was ready, I brought her over to the adoptive parents, and I passed her along to them, and it was very hard and very emotional, but will always be a very beautiful moment to me. And we decided on her name together. We all sat in their room at the hospital, and it was just this moment that I think will bond us forever. But we decided to name her Ella, and now she's with them. And so I'm continuing to go and meet with my advocate at First Choice that has been there for me and with me this throughout my whole pregnancy, and the one advocating me the whole time and making sure that I was thinking everything through. And now she's still here for me, making sure that I'm thinking everything through and digging deep into who I am. And sometimes I think about what would have happened if I wouldn't have found First Choice, and where would I be, and just the what ifs. And I just think I'm so grateful and blessed that I did come to First Choice and to see where I am now, and was able to have First Choice for their support and build friendships. And for anyone that finds themselves in a situation where you're pregnant and you didn't expect to be, and you don't know what to do, and you're don't know what your next steps can be, know that you're not alone, and know that you're strong and you're capable of getting through whatever. And I think that whatever you need to get through, First Choice is a place where they can guide you through that and help you not feel alone, and help you feel supported, and help you think things through. Because if you're scared or unsure, or just want to know what you're going through, and it's an exciting thing, and like coming to First Choice, they'll be there and help you process. So I just think like I'm so grateful that I had that and was able to find them when I needed them most, and still have them. And yeah.
Erin's story is such a powerful one, and it's because of you that First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center can walk alongside a client like Erin and bring her hope. Did you hear in her story how she chose life? Even in the midst of this chaos pandemic, we were able to touch many lives and save many lives. We need to keep our doors open. We have no idea what's going on the rest of this year and into the beginning of next year, and I'm asking for your help. Both Stevens Point and Wisconsin Rapids have shown an increase in client visits, even in the midst of other places shutting down. We appreciate whatever you can give. We rely on monthly donations as well as annual donations to keep our doors open, to continue helping clients such as Erin. At this time, your host, or maybe just yourself, will have a donation card in hand, and I ask you to prayerfully consider what the Lord would want you to give to First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center. We are grateful for any amount. 1 John 3:11 says, "This is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another." Love comes in a variety of ways. Your time, your talents, and your gifts. Please help us continue to reveal the love of Jesus with your donations tonight. God bless you.